Yeah, all good. All good. Just gone for a nice, peaceful, early evening walk. Just got back having a nice cuppa. And yeah, I've had a couple of people ask me what my thoughts are on the reports that Colin Kazim-Richards is set to be appointed as head coach for Crawley Town FC. Well, if that's the case, my thoughts for what they're worth. I was had a performance coach role at the centre of excellence there, the youth team from 203 to 205. In September 205, at Bury, I would join Chris Casper as the performance coach with the first team. The first team was struggling or battling sort of like, relegation. Chris took over as gaffer and he sort of, asked me if I wanted to join him, and I did. A hesitation, and we sort of managed to sort of keep, under the guidance of sort of Chris, we managed to keep the team up. But yeah, as far as sort of, Colin Kazim-Richards is concerned, what I would say is that, prior to me going on board with Barry, the youth setup, Andy Hill, who was in charge of youth prior to Chris Casper taking over, told me that he had a special talent, special footballer. And Andy Hill knows a player. I don't think there's anyone out there that, in my opinion, that can spot a footballer as well as Andy Hill. Fantastic bloke as well, top man, Andy. Anyway, and more to the point, Chris obviously sort of took over as head of youth at Bury, and I then, not long after sort of Chris taken over, I sort of joined Chris at youth as well. And yeah, we knew that Colin was a special talent as a footballer. Absolutely, there's no hesitation. I had no shadow of doubt that sort of Colin Kazim-Richards would play at the highest level as a footballer. Absolutely, tremendously talented player. Really was, to be honest. And and I think that from a managerial perspective, obviously, managerial qualities are different to playing perspective. But I think Colin, to sort of move up to Bury, I think when he was 15, a lot of courage. A lot of courage to move up to Bury and sort of really, get his head down and train. And I think, in my opinion, Chris Casper had a big influence in terms of positive influence on sort of Colin. Chris, fantastic coach, fantastic person as well. I think Chris, in my opinion, had a big role in terms of the sort of coaching and other stuff. And I think at that point, I'm sure Colin would have taken a lot on board, and obviously sort of career progressed and so on and so forth. But I think for me, from my perspective, in that sort of snapshot in time, I certainly think that there are, and he has the attributes to succeed in management. He showed a lot of courage to sort of move up to the northwest from London at an early age. And he certainly had this desire to sort of learn and ask questions and that sort of stuff as well, about how to sort of improve and so on and so forth. So I think for me, if you look at his sort of career as well, he's played, at the highest level. He's played abroad. He's played international football. I personally think if he can sort of bring all that together, absolutely, I personally think he'll do well with Crawley, if the reports are correct, that he's going to be appointed head coach. That's my opinion. That's the way I see it.